Hello, fourth graders. Welcome to lesson 3.2. Today we're going to continue our unit about fractions. Let's make sure we feel real good about naming these fractions, right? This first one here where we have the pentagon, we have one, two, three shapes colored in. And then if we count all of the shapes, we have 3/5. Three is the numerator, five is the denominator. On the second one, two are colored in. Let's see how many there are in all. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. 2/10. Two is the part, 10 is the whole. What's the fraction for the third one? Okay, you should have said 4/6. If you did, you counted correctly. All right, now we're going to dive into our fraction circles. And I'm going to give you a chance here. You might have cut these out previous to this. These are in the very back of your math journal. They're all these colorful circles, right? They kind of look like this, only they're made out of paper. If you haven't cut those out yet, you need to definitely take several moments and cut them out and then put them in a little baggie, right? Like the kind that you have in your kitchen that you put a sandwich in. Put all of your fraction circles into the baggie and then come back to continue. All right, well, let's start with some of our questions here. We're going to start with the dark greens. So I want you to take all of the dark greens out, and we're going to try to figure out the answers to these questions. Okay, what fraction of the circle? The circle is red, right? So grab your red circle and grab one of these dark green pieces. And when you do that, you can then see all the rest of the dark green pieces, right? I want you to go ahead and build this here. Take a moment, build that so that you have all the dark greens. And now if we were going to ask how much each of these were worth, each one of them is 1/5, right? So 1/5 and 1/5 and 1/5 and 1/5. So one dark green piece is worth 1/5. Now, how would we show what we have here all together? Well, 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5. If we have them all like we do here, we would say that that is 5/5. And 5/5, if you have 5/5, that equals one whole pizza. Okay. Now, how about the red circle and one purple piece? Well, in order to figure out what purple piece is, we know it's going to be one of something. We need to figure out how many purple pieces go all the way around the circle. So count your purple pieces. How many purple pieces do you have there to fill up that whole circle? You have 10 purple pieces. And then, because look at this, right? Well, too far. When you fill up your circle and you have 10 of those pieces, when you only have one, you have 1/10, right? 1/10. 1/10 total. Now, if you have all 10 there, 10/10, 10/10, 10/10 equals one whole, right? So 5/5 equals one whole, and 10/10 equals one whole. All right, let's do the light greens. What fraction is one light green piece? Hey, the answer is 1/12. All right, why is it 1/12? Well, if you have one, that's where the numerator comes from, one. And to go all the way around with light green pieces, you have 12 that fill up the whole circle. And you can see that on the next screen right there, right? 12 fill up the whole circle. So each one of those is worth 1/12. All of them, what are all of them worth? All of them are worth 12 twelfths. Or if you put one whole, you're correct. Right. So something that we've seen is that we're going to be using fraction circles to identify equivalent fractions. Equivalent, right? That word comes from the word equal. We know what equal means. So we can have fractions that are equal to the same thing. And you've just seen three examples: 5/5, 10/10, and 12/12. are all equivalent fractions because they are all equal to one whole pizza, right? These are this circle and this circle and this circle. Even though they're divided differently, the total amount is the same. So these are all equal, right? Equal, equal. Even though they're different numbers, they are worth, their value is the same. Now, all right, what I want you to do here, you're going to need your red circle, and I want you to find some different ways, right? Not just one way, to try to cover up half of the red circle. Okay. Now, you have to only use one color at a time. So you could have one way with one color and another way with all the same, with all of another color, but you can't mix the colors up when you're trying to fill in half of that. Okay, so take some time and try to use your fraction circle pieces to cover half of the red circle. Okay, let's look at some possibilities. Wow, look at all these. How many of these did you have? Well, you can take the one pink piece, that's worth one half. Worth the exact same much is two yellows, which is 2/4, 2 out of 4. 3/6, right? There are three light blue pieces right here. Six would go all the way around, so 3/6. You could have also said 4/8, 5/12, six, excuse me, 5/10, and 6/12. So there's lots and lots of ways to make one half. So all of these, one half, 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, 5/12, 5/10, I did it again. 6/12 are all equivalent fractions because they're all one half of the pizza. Look, all of these are equal, even though they're different colors and even though they're divided differently, the total amount is still the same. All right, so we're not going to actually use this page in our math journal because you are going to get a page that looks like this. All right, so what are we going to do here? We're going to take a fraction piece. We're going to figure out the name of that fraction. Then we're going to look for pieces that equal that same amount, just like we did with one half there, and then draw those and name those. So I'm going to do this one here as an example. We kind of did the one half together. So now you're going to kind of watch Mr. White do this one. So here we have a fraction piece. Well, I have that fraction piece in my toolkit as well. Not that one. There it is. And so I need to figure out how I'm going to name this one. Well, if I get out the other ones of that color, actually, here's a bunch of them, right? This is 1 out of 3 pieces, right? There's one piece, I have one, and there are 3 altogether. So this is 1 out of 3, or 1/3. So I'm going to type in 1 and then use the slash for the line, 1/3. And so now I'm going to try to find another color. I'm going to cover this with another color that equals the same amount. So let's get rid of this one. And I don't think it's going to be yellows. It might be greens. Let's look. So I'm going to try to cover this with the exact same amount and see if it fits. All right, what are you noticing? Look, look, look. Are these exactly the same? No. Right, this one's a little bit more. So green didn't work. Let me get rid of all the green, throw them in the trash can. So now I need to use a different color. Well, green didn't work, so maybe the light blues, the sixths, right? How do I know they're sixths? Because there's 6 of them. So let's try that. Let's put this one here and this one here. Oh, 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 oh. Look what happened. It's a perfect match, right? And you'll be able to do this too with your fraction circles. You have them right in that bag there in front of you. These are exactly equal. So now I'm going to draw this right here. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to draw it real well, but you'll have a better skill. So let's see. Let me get the right color. And I'm going to draw what I did right there. And your drawing will be much better than mine, right? So you're going to draw that there. Now I have to erase mine to keep going, but you don't. And then I'm going to name that fraction. So what is the name of this fraction? Well, 2. 2 out of 6. This is 2/6. So I had my drawing here, which I had to erase, but you won't have to. And then I put my fraction there. So you are going to finish this page. You have 3 of them to do. You'll be covering up the one, oh, I shouldn't even tell you, the one of something, right? So think about how much this is, how much this is, how much this is, and then you're going to cover these up, not on the screen, but on your fraction circles that you have in front of you to try to find an equivalent fraction, just like I did here. I figured out that 1/3 and 2/6 are the same. And the way I did that was I put this one right on top of this one, and it was a match. All right, fourth graders, that is your job today. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out for me if you need some help. If you can't find your fraction circles, they are in the back of your math journal. They're also here on your Everyday Math website. So if you want to get these out like I did, you can. But honestly, the ones that you have in front of you might be a lot easier and save you a whole lot of time. All right, that's all. Good luck.